Well, you've done it to yourself this time, haven't you?
Am I dying, Louis?
From a slip disc? That'll be a first.
I was in hell. I don't want to die, Louis.
Well, I'll see what I can do about it.
It's all pain.
Straighten out your head. Relax. You ever read my stack art?
No.
How'd you get your doctorate without reading that card? Relax. Okay, good. Now turn over gently. Right side. The other right, okay? You're a regular basket case, you know that? Eckhart saw hell, too. You know what he said? He said the only thing that burns in hell is the part of you that won't let go of your life. Your memories, attachments, they burn them all away. But they're not punishing you, he said. They're freeing your soul. Relax. Good. So the way he sees it, if you're frightened of dying and you're holding on, you'll see devils tearing your life away. But if you've made your peace, then the devils are really angels freeing you from the earth. It's just a matter of how you look at it, that's all. So don't worry, okay? Okay? Good. Relax. 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 And wiggle your toes. Come on. Wiggle your toes. Perfect. We got it.
I got it.
Get out the bag, come on. Easy. Okay? Now let's just give it a little try. I want to see if you can stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to lay to rest the arrogance of man. Now, we've been through a lot, spiritual warriors, haven't we? And so I want to read the eulogy to the former man that we've known for thousands of years, who competes with God. All right, I want to read you something from my book. All right, you can get yourself a copy. Follow the link down below. I want to read to you a principle of the universe at this funeral, this dark, dark fate of man. It's called Respect the Karma of Others. This is for you, spiritual warriors. Pay close attention. So you find yourself wanting to save people. In this time, it is important to realize that a person cannot get into heaven on the merits of another. Let that sink in, spiritual warriors. Let that sink in. Sometimes you must allow a person to suffer the consequences of the choices that they have made. As a matter of fact, they may need the consequences in order to gain the gift of learning the lesson. To save them is to interrupt their learning process. True understanding comes from experience. That's where it comes from. It is arrogant to rob a person of the process that the universe has tailored just for them. They cannot be self-sufficient if you are always doing it for them. Okay? That is not to say that you can't help. If they accept help, then they want help. Help them if you can. You may be the miracle that the universe has sent them. But if it seems that you can't help, or you have to sacrifice your well-being for theirs, then you should step aside. Be careful not to force your ego's need to help in a certain way onto them. Give what you honestly can, and don't give what you honestly cannot. Welcome to Behind the Black Veil, where we get a more intimate look at the mysteries of our lives. I want to welcome you to this auspicious day where we are laying to rest the arrogance of man. I don't know about you, spiritual warriors, but I am exhausted. Okay? Let me tell you, I've gotten several intuitive downloads to put across to you, and I'm going to blow through them. Okay? I'm going to blow through them to some degree. There's a lot of them. So I'm going to blow through them. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, this is what's happening. Fantastic. All right. So I'm exhausted, and what I received from the universe was this. The universe said, Maya, by the way, I'm your host, Reverend Dr. That Bitch, MD. You can call me Maya. So, the universe said, Maya, you're giving too many fucks, and it's wearing you out. Let that sink in, spiritual warriors. Because my download from the universe was saying to me, all of the spiritual warriors are having this experience. I don't know how you could live in this world and not be completely fucking exhausted right now. I really don't know how. Okay, so we have some choices. We're at the crossroads here. Okay, since we last spoke, all of blackness has bursted free. Okay, and there is yet more blackness to go. All right, and yeah, there's something to it on many different levels. From the conspiratorial to the prophetic. Okay, to the political, to the spiritual. There's just a lot of levels, okay, to the shit. So we can't have all of these fucks that we're lugging around. We just can't. We can't keep carrying them, okay? We can't, all right? So what we're gonna have to do is, this is what the universe told me. You got fucks everywhere, right? You got fucks all over the place. And these are finely handcrafted fucks. Finely handcrafted. Some of your best work. Am I right, spiritual warriors? Some of your best work. Oh, I care about this. I care about that. Don't do this. What about the kids? What about the future? What about humanity? What about the earth? What about black people? Am I right? Okay. Too many fucks. Too many. All right, and that's why we have to have this funeral for the arrogance of man. All right, and in even your own arrogance, spiritual warriors, in wanting to fix it. Okay, because this is what the universe was pointing out. The universe was pointing out to me that there is no fixing it without my help. That is what the universe said. Yeah. That's what the universe said. You can strive and you can fight and you can scratch and, and all of that. And yes, take action on some level. Okay, take action on the levels that you can. Give what you honestly can. Do not give what you honestly cannot. Okay? It's time for us to lay certain things to rest. All right? So all the fucks, even though they're handcrafted, fine fucks, okay, that you have taken such careful care of, all right? We can't carry them. We have to move. We cannot stay here, okay? We cannot stay here. We cannot take someone else's idea of what the future is going to be for us. It can't be done. We can't. I don't like it. AI, no thank you. No thank you. Okay? Machines take over the world. No thank you. You are free to have that. Okay? I am not interested. I am not interested. And also, by the way, I am going to take over the world, but only one dimension. Only one dimension. You are welcome to join me. As a matter of fact, I need your help. Okay? I'm going no matter what. I'm going to that dimension. Okay? The dimension where everyone treats each other fairly. There's justice. There's love. There's light. There's beauty. And we use darkness constructively. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use our darkness constructively. And that's why we're discussing the dark fate of man. We have a choice to make. Do we choose the dark fate? I know you can't see around the corner. Like, how do we get there? How do we get out of here? That's what the universe was saying. You don't have to see the way. I am the way. And I'm right here, right now. And you can be with me forever. In all of your forms. Physical, spiritual, psychological, emotional, sexual, biological, geological, astrological. Okay? So the universe is willing to step in to do what it miraculously does, okay? Which is come up with the perfect plan. See all things and bring the karmic justice. Now here's the thing. Let's get into the intuitive download, shall we? Okay, we're 10 minutes in, intuitive downloads. Okay, letting go. Let's talk about death and letting go. Let's talk about that. I have died several times during this lifetime. And I have to say that it's excruciating. It's excruciating. But here I am, right? Not bad for a dead person, am I right? So here's the deal. We have to bury the dead. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Burying the dead, the things that are out of your reach, that you haven't been able to accomplish. This is really a situation where you're letting go and letting God, but it gets deeper in terms of your human experience. Okay? There's certain things you can't do. And you should be happy to know that. You don't have to do them. Okay? Intuitively feel what I'm talking about here. Alright? It's time to bury the dead. Alright? So whoever's been beating a dead horse, okay? Like for instance, let's go with racism. Okay? Let's talk about black people. I'm black. Are you black? Maybe you're not black. But anyhow, let's talk about black people for a moment. Black people have been beating this dead horse of let's talk our challenges out. Let's talk it out. And after I finish talking to you, everything's going to be better. Okay? And if everything isn't better, I must need to talk to you some more. Black people, humans, people of Earth. There's only so much talking you can do before it's time to come up with an alternative. Okay? So I'm not pointing to any particular alternative, but certainly alternative to talking to someone who doesn't care if your best case scenario doesn't care if you live or die. Worst case scenario would like to see you dead. That's not a discussion you need to have. I mean, think about Ted Bundy. Should the women that if they knew that he was breaking into the house, talking it out, do you think that's the best strategy or method of approach? Right? Okay, so let's go supernatural. Something's in your basement or your attic. You're pretty sure it's evil. You're pretty sure it doesn't have your best interest at heart. Do you go explain that they need to pipe down? I don't think so, right? I mean, surely black people don't do that. That's generally our general rule, okay? We don't do that, okay? So we have to bury the dead. We have to bury the dead. Let people who want to do what they want to do regardless of the karmic law. They just want to do what they want to do. They would rather rebel against God, or perhaps they feel that they're so far gone that there's no sense in turning back. There's no sense in, begging for mercy, because there'll be no mercy because they know or feel very strongly that they don't even deserve any mercy. What is that anyway? Right? According to them. Excuse me. So they don't even bother. Okay? These people are very lazy emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. They don't want to do the work, but they have all the energy in the world to rebel against God. There's needs to be an acceptance of that, spiritual warriors. There needs to be an acceptance of that. Let's talk about it. We feel a lot of pain because we are caring people. Okay? And so we really hold on to the principles. We try to do the right thing, whatever that is, the good thing. Also, come down off your goody two-shoes high horse and get your hands dirty, good people of earth. Get your hands dirty, because dirt is natural. It's natural. And I'm talking about the good kind of dirt, right? There's filth and then there's dirt, like the earth, right? Where all things grow. Am I right? Okay, so these are the downloads. Sorry, it took me like 5-6 minutes to get back to these downloads. The downloads are this. It's not the letting go that hurts. It's the holding on that hurts. It's the holding on that hurts. Because no, it's supposed to be this way, it's gotta be that way. Let the dead die. Let them die. Okay? It's very important. If they choose death, then so be it. Okay? Let not your arrogance rob them from this opportunity to know what's real. Let reality be what it is. Okay? Let it be what it is. It's time for you to retire all your fucks. Just hand them into the universe. Hand your fucks back in to the universe. The universe will inspect them and see what kind of craftsmanship that you put into these fucks, and you will be paid according to your fucks. Okay? You will be paid. All right? In the form of blessings, obviously. All right, so it's holding on that hurts. Let go. let go. All right? Accept the fate of others. If they have chosen a dark fate, so be it. So be it. If you have the energy, you might help them pack. Yeah, accept the choices they've made. Okay. In that, accept that you were chosen. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big one. Accept that you were chosen for something greater. That is another layer of what spiritual warriors have to handle. You have to deal with the devastating truth that you were chosen and someone else was not. You got to deal with that. Just let that sink in. Exactly. Exactly. You were chosen. And someone else that maybe someone you care about, that you gave a fuck about, was not chosen. But instead, with their free will, they chose a dark fate. And in that dimension, they will live. So be it. Amen. Everybody can't come. That is what the universe downloaded to me. Everybody can't come. And it's not, on one side, yeah, it's something to celebrate. It's something to give thanks for, because we don't want a dark fate now, do we? No, we don't. And be thankful for the wisdom to choose the light. Because check this out. Who chose you? I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to give you a minute. Maybe not a minute. Okay. Who chose you? You did. You chose yourself. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it. Reverend Doctor. Hello? How you doing? Okay. I'm just saying. You chose it. You chose yourself. With your free will, you chose the light. With your free will, you chose to give a fuck when nobody else did. And they got to spread out. The universe has to spread out. Ain't no whole group of 25 spiritual warriors in one space. I'm talking about the super hyper chosen ones. Okay? There might be some like pretty cool people with some pretty cool principles, but I'm talking about the chosen ones who really don't play that on no level. 100%, 1000% on point. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Not that you do everything right, but you are 100% authentically down with the Creator 100% of the time. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. You chose yourself. Other people chose the dark fate. It's devastating. It's like watching somebody you care about blow their brains out. Or like watching somebody you care about leap off a building in the middle of a conversation. Just get yourself to the rooftop of a building in your mind. All right? Somebody you care about is ready to jump. You're talking to them. You think you might be making some headway. They seem to be listening. And in the middle of your brilliant argument for why they shouldn't jump, they just toss themselves off the roof. It's like a bomb blows up in your face. You can't believe it. You can't believe how little you meant to them. After all your handcrafted fucks that you gave. Okay? Very similar to black people. Black people feel that way. Okay? All these years, all these generations, we held your hand, we spoke to you, we said, wait, no, Black Lives Matter. This is the fair thing. This is the right thing. Don't you want to live right? Well, after several generations, what do you think, black people? Do they want to live right? So in the matter of acceptance, what are you going to do about it? You're going to need help. And they're not the ones to help you. You need God. You need Jesus. Amen. Okay. So anyhow, so you'll have to accept your greatness. That is what the universe downloaded to me. It's lonely at the top is not a game. It really is. It really is. Okay. It doesn't have to be that forever, you know, and at times it isn't. Okay, but you have to accept the solitude of greatness, because you are like a fingerprint, you are like a snowflake. Even if you're surrounded with other people, they can't be everything to you all of the time. Your greatness requires a hermit season on a regular basis, you know, like winter, spring, summer, fall. Regularly you will have to be the hermit, and you would have to be able to withstand the solitude of your own greatness. Be the only one who can see it, the only one who appreciates it, who wants it. Some people hate your greatness, you know. Some people hate your greatness. So that's a shame, because we are not going to stop being great now, are we? Hello, how you doing? Okay, so on the matter of dying, are we done with that? Yeah, we're done with that. Okay, so let's talk about dying. You need to release the burdens. That's essentially what I'm saying. And this is the preparation for LIONSGATE. Okay, LIONSGATE is coming up. That's going to be my beast mode video. I'll go further into taking over the world and how you can join me. There will be, hang on, let me not go there yet. Giving too many fucks, we went into that. Keep a few fucks for yourself, give the rest of them to the universe. You're letting go of the old world, the old idea of what's possible for the future. You're letting go of the old you. The old you is, see you later. It's out of there. Bury the dead. It's dead. Okay? And let yourself die as a person who has died several times already. You know, within, spiritually, and also physically, because, you know, molecules and atoms vibrate and fall away and come again, and, you know, and there's a new body, you know, like my 3-year-old self, that was me. That was little me, and now I'm in a whole new body with new atoms. Okay, so as a person who has died several times in this lifetime, not only can it be excruciating, particularly when you're holding on, right? You're holding on, no, I can't die, I can't, you know? And so for those of us who've been holding on to something for a long time, and I guess all of us have been holding on to something for a long time, it's time to let go. It's time to let that go. That's the old you who thought you had to have that thing. You don't. You don't have to have that thing. Clearly, if you don't have that thing, you don't have to have that thing. It's real simple. It's real simple. So, so the new you is to be a friend to yourself. Now, what does that mean? You don't haunt yourself with ugly thoughts. You don't haunt yourself by telling yourself ugly stories about the future. Yeah. Or even about the past. It's time to let go. You might not be able to explain the past. You may not be able to explain other people's behavior. Okay? What makes them do what they do. Ultimately, that's none of your business. Okay? What people think of you, why they think that of you. What people think of you is none of your business. Okay? What they try to do and what you let them do is your business. Okay? That is your business. Are you going to let them kill you? If you can prevent it, then do so. Choose yourself. Choose your greatness. Okay? Choose to rise above like the phoenix. The phoenix has a painful journey to burn into the ashes and then rise again. That's very painful. Okay? Like Wolverine, right? He has the power to heal himself. But it's excruciating. But that's why he's a bad motherfucker. Hello? Okay. So, be your own friend. Be your own friend. Don't feel sorry or bad for yourself. Accept your greatness. Accept your choice. And accept that other people may choose a dark fate and you may have to witness that, and that makes you a bad motherfucker. Okay? The universe doesn't have no soft ass, weak ass, cowardly ass spiritual warriors on the cosmic military. That doesn't happen. So sorry. That doesn't happen. Accept your greatness. Okay, there is no light without God. The Creator, the universe would like us to begin to understand that the more or the longer you choose to live without consulting with the Creator, putting the Creator as the general of your internal military, the more you choose not to do that, the longer you will struggle. There is no light without God. Now let's get to LIONSGATE. LIONSGATE. The unworthy during LIONSGATE, which again we'll discuss in the Beast Mode video, okay? During LIONSGATE, what we need to understand is this opening between the sun of our solar system and Sirius, the goddess Isis, represents, and this is seasonal, this happens every season, but 2020, this is the rise of a new millennial season. Okay, this is gonna go for a minute, all right, and this is gonna break a cycle that's been going for a minute, all right, hundreds of years, hundreds, if not thousands, and I believe thousands. Okay, so the unworthy shall not pass. This is a paradigm shift. This is the rise of the divine feminine. Okay? This is the rise of the divine feminine. The male paradigm of acquisition, conquering, domination, egoistic ignorance, narcissistic misbehavior, that's going away. That's going away. No more of that. The unworthy shall not pass through this gate, says the divine feminine. It's Libra time. It's justice. It's the scales time. It's Anubis time. It's Ma'at time. Okay? So the laws of nature will take precedence. The true laws of nature, the great culling. The great culling, where the way nature has the fly or die methodology, and really that's what's best for everybody, am I right? Because what good is a bird with a broken wing? Yeah, that is no bueno, okay? So what good is a wolf with 3 legs? No. So if the baby is born with 3 legs, the mom wolf will simply bite your throat out. It's real simple. These are the laws of the divine feminine. Come correct, or I'll see you next lifetime. Okay? And that's how we're going to do it from now on. All right? And that's how we do it. Spiritual warriors, don't talk yourself to death. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Save your energy. Okay? Someone is choosing a dark fate. What are you going to do with your free time? Okay? If there's something more for you to do, wrap it up. Close the case. Okay? It's time to be closers. All right? Close the case. Because you don't have time. You don't have time to help people get on the boat and help them board and help them and just wave the light. Okay, it's okay. And wave the light. You don't have time for that. Okay? All aboard. Do you have your ticket? The end. The end. This train is leaving the station. It's real simple. All right? So when LIONSGATE rolls around, that's it. All right? I mean, we are in LIONSGATE, but the pinnacle of LIONSGATE is on the 8th of August. That's when we get to the top of the top, where all the cosmic energies come alive, and the divine feminine energy and all the spiritual energy is flowing back and forth. You like my sound effects? Okay? There's a couple of extra ones for you, okay? So, the great culling. You're going to have to see people fall away, and you, at that time, should have turned in all of your extra fucks. Because if you have too many fucks in your position, it's going to overload your circuit and you're going to bust. Okay? Your circuits are going to bust and you're going to lose your footing. Okay? You're about to see some things that you've never seen before. Amazing things that seem like they're not a part of the natural world. And they are supernatural. Okay? Or they might seem supernatural. I get the sensation that there's going to be a lot of seem to be supernatural, and there's going to be a lot of actual supernatural. Okay? And part of your skill is where you have to be able to distinctify and discriminate against wisely which one is which. Which one is which. Okay? And if you don't figure it out, it will be like the salmon. Okay, my mentor, who's Native American, this particular mentor, she says that the salmon swim upstream, right? Every spring or some such thing, but seasonally, right? They go out into the ocean from the river, and then they come back and they find the river that they came from, and they swim upstream. And the salmon who is not sure, the salmon who's like, oh, which way do I go? She said, that's the salmon that you're eating in your salad. That's the delicious, yeah. That was the salmon that wasn't sure. The salmon that is sure gets home. The salmon that is sure gets home. It's real simple. Okay? So the unworthy shall not pass. You can't come into heaven. Period. Period. You can't fake your way in. You can't lie your way in. You can't hide and sneak into the side door, back door. You can't get +1 on the guest list. Nothing. Nothing. The dark fate is upon you if you have not chosen the light. Simple. Okay? The paradigm shift, I'm calling this, and I'm getting this from Deepak Chopra. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up in the next 3 minutes. Okay, then we're going to get to your reading. All right, and that's going to be the 4 directions. Okay, we'll talk about that later. The paradigm shift, I'm calling survival of the wisest instead of survival of the fittest, as you well know, right? Survival of the wisest. If you do not have the wisdom, the discriminating wisdom, you shall not pass into this new age. You will suffer in this new age without the divine wisdom. Divine wisdom precedes the divine blessings. All right, so we have to allow the laws of nature and allow the laws of the feminine to rule. All right, that represents life, and that's good for everyone. Okay, so the real pandemic, just briefly, the real pandemic is stupidity. That's the real pandemic. No one's doing anything about it. All right, no one's talking to these parents, and no one's talking in the news about stupid people. COVID-19 is for stupid people. And not that only stupid people have died from it. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the unnecessary deaths from COVID-19. Like, otherwise you were fine, right? Otherwise you were doing the right thing. Otherwise you had years of life left in you. But you made a decision to choose a dark fate. You made a decision not to take necessary precaution. If you take necessary precaution and you still get it, I'm not talking about that. Okay? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about living consciously. That's what I'm talking about, because essentially a demon is a demon, no matter what form it takes. Energy is energy. Low vibration is low vibration. If you are on a low vibration, you will attract things with a low vibration. If there's some portion of you that is on a low vibration, you may attract that in order to raise that part of you that is on a low vibration. So you may get it and then recover and then be better than you were before. I'm talking about stupidity. That's quite a unique thing. Okay? And whoever you parents are, who are allowing your children to be stupid, I got some special ancestors coming to visit you. But you wouldn't be here watching this video, would you? Okay? Or maybe, spiritual warriors, you are in the presence of someone with that affliction, with that terrible, terrible disease of stupidity. And maybe then they'll be watching this. That is the problem. That's a real problem. Okay? This is not about an insult. This is about real stupidity and how it's a problem. Okay? Seriously. It's not okay to be stupid. It's not okay. And now in this new age, it will be especially deadly. Especially so. All right? So, thank goodness it's not really contagious. Okay? Unless there's someone who has not yet learned anything about life. But if you know the basics, it's really hard to get that disease. You really have to be kept in a special quarantine of ignorance to have that disease. And that is what's making COVID-19 so prevalent. And in that way, that is why, spiritual warriors, you need to let the culling take place. Okay? Like all of the people who don't want to wear a mask, when as far as we know, that's a little bit helpful, right? So far as we know, that's a little bit helpful, just in case, right? Let's wear a mask, just in case, all right? For a little while, let's do that, right? So, okay, so wearing a mask is really to protect the other person, not really to protect you, right? So they don't give a fuck. The people who don't want to wear a mask, they don't give a fuck. So if they get COVID-19, why are we wasting ICU beds on these people? What do you mean you're running out of ICU beds? What do you mean by that? It's because they're preserving the lives of stupid people when nature says, you shall not pass. You have to respect nature. You must. The other pandemic, psychopathology. People, this is the greatest enemy of humanity today. Psycho and sociopathology. Okay? This, unfortunately, is contagious. Okay? So one must watch themselves very carefully. All right? But psychopaths don't really struggle with people like people who have souls, like people who have morals, integrity, people who have ethics, who have a sense of honor. Okay? Psychopaths are, at the very least, cowards, neurologically. So it's really hard for them to help themselves. Other people have learned to behave as psychopaths, and they suppress that human part of who they are, or they've never been exposed to it, or they don't know how to use it. How does it work? Because everybody around them has been socio or psychopathological, and you don't have to be a killer to be a psychopath. Okay? It means you give no fucks in a very negative way. Okay? You may give a fuck, but you have to then give those fucks to the universe for safekeeping. Okay? So let's get to your reading. Like the sands of the hourglass, these are the days of our lives. So, let's see. 4 directions. That's the reading we're doing. And this is all about the choices you have for what direction you want to go in. What direction and options for the future do the spiritual warriors have? There's a time limit on this. I said last year that I was banishing time. And it's as if, the end of last year, and it's as if time was like, no, right? Because this year, time came back hard to where you ain't got nothing but time. You sitting around and you got nothing but time. Okay? I mean, even though, some of us do, work and we are essential and running around, and some of us are being creative, but still you have time you never had. Okay? You have time you never had. Or for doctors, maybe the quality of your time is on a whole nother level. So time came back. Time wants to be recognized. It's time's time. Ooh, it's time's time. That's meaningful. I don't even know what that means. But it means something. I feel it. It's time's time. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. So I'm dedicating this conversation to generating the energy of peace, bringing clear our creative potential, and seeing behind what appears to be obstacles, things clearly as they are. I want to talk to my ancestors of light, love, and beauty, of wisdom. I want to talk to the creator of all universes and multiverses. We need some wise wisdom, all right? Some wise wisdom. I call forth accurate answers, accurate interpretations of those answers, and the wise and skillful application of the guidance that I receive. We need 4 directions, ancestors, for the spiritual warriors. Four directions. 4 choices that they can choose in this time. All right, I'm going to lay them out. North, east, south, and west. All right. Let's see what we have. If we're going north, now north is supposed to be mirror wisdom, the cold, hard truth of it. Let's see. What is the mirror wisdom, the cold, hard truth? Ooh, damn, that's cold. That is cold. That is zombie. And in this card, there's a woman on a slave block who is undead. And the snake around her waist represents the promise of release. She is frozen in time. Huh. And she's raising her hands up to heaven, calling upon the spirit. And the spirit is kind of swirling around her. But she can't grab it. It's kind of representing her will. She can't. She doesn't have it. She doesn't have a will. And there's a snake also that sews her mouth shut. Grizzly. And cuts her off from the power of naming. It represents being forced to sacrifice. A sacrifice you can't fight. So in this case, and on this level, 1 level deep here, the Creator could force you to make a choice. Or she could choose for you and just capture you in ice, freeze you. I don't know what that means yet. Hold on. Let's go to the east, where the sun is dawning. It's the dawn of spring. Things start to warm up. The ice starts to thaw out. Let's see. Handle the loss like a champ. Handle death like a champ. Take it on the chin. Handle it like a champ. That's my usual method of handling death, you know, take it on the chin. Like, whatever, you know. It hurts. But what can you do? That sort of thing, right? There's a sacrifice that has to be made. That's what this is saying. We could do this the easy way, or we could do it the hard way. That's what it sounds like is happening. Spiritual warriors, this is deep. And this is for humanity. Okay, so as a spiritual warrior, you are the guardians of the galaxy, so to speak. You know, you are in it but not of it. you are overseeing it, and you have to dispense it. You got to dispense it, you know, like letting people choose the fate of darkness. There's a darkness in that. There's a darkness in that. People die. You got to become the person who says, people die. Who do you have to be? Who do you have to be okay with that? Let's go to the south where things warm up. Now it's hot. Okay, and this represents the grandmothers. This represents the seeds of a new season. Wow, this is heavy, y'all. Okay, unexpected sacrifice. The tower. This is heavy. Okay, so we got sacrifice in the north and sacrifice in the south. Y'all, what is going on here? And oh, it's interesting. Oh, it's interesting. The tower in this card is called the deluge. And in the deluge, it's it's the blasted tower. It's boom, pow, you know. But it's an inevitable sacrifice. It's inevitable. Like death. Okay? And it represents, if you let, it's the waters here. If you can see them, if you can't, there's water here. Anyhow, in the waters come to reclaim the land. That's what they say in this card. The waters come to reclaim the land, and the ancestors have come to reclaim the energy that belongs to them. Oof, oof. Okay, so justice is going around. And what I mean by that is, it's coming. Justice is coming. And justice is blind, right? And justice will swing the scales of balance. No matter what your name is, you better be on the right side of the law. Okay? This is deep, y'all. Okay, so sacrifice in the north, sacrifice in the south. Okay, so in the north they're saying, I could snatch your shit, real simple, because I gave it to you in the first place, right? Whatever that is. Your free will, the Creator can take your free will back. Or, in the deluge, I'm coming to claim the amount that I want, right? And the part that you can control is, you can let me come and go as I please. The Creator is the only one who gets to do that, okay? The Creator. The ancestors under the licensure of the Creator get to do that. They can mete out justice. They can deal it out like some cards. Hello, how you doing? So anyhow, if you let it go, if you let the ancestors take what they need to take from you, from life, from the world, from humanity, then you will be made clean. You will be cleansed of your illusions. And you may go on with your life. Okay? But if you fight it, you're going to be swept away in the deluge. That's heavy. All right, moving along. Wow. Burnt bridges. No resources. But there's a glimmer of hope. And I'm talking about a glimmer, y'all. A glimmer. So, from where I'm sitting, holy shit. These are some tough options here, spiritual warriors. These are some tough ones. The best one that I can see is in the East and the West with the Ogun, Pharrell, and Azaka La Flambeau. These are the two best ones, I think. I mean, you decide what you think. It's your choice, okay? But the two best ones are take it on the chin, take the loss. Loss is not defeat, right? But it's excruciating and it's loss. And the end of resources. Burning the bridge, let it burn. Let it burn. There's a glimmer of hope. If you generate that glimmer of hope, if you spend your time cultivating that glimmer of hope. Those are the two best ones for me. Or North and the South, the sacrifice cards. Forced sacrifice and inevitable sacrifice. But acceptance, or the opportunity to accept or be swept away in the wave. And here, frozen in place, in time. My goodness. That is like several movies in one. That is like Interstellar. That's like Terminator. That's like Inception. That's like so many movies. Okay, let me just clarify real quick, okay? Because what's with the like terrible choices? What's with that? Okay, I don't want to judge it. I don't know. These, of course it's going to work out ultimately. But damn. I said it was going to hurt in the first Spiritual Warriors video. And it really has been quite painful. Okay, it has been quite painful. But let's see. Let's see. In the matter of the forced sacrifice, there's a glimmer of hope in that one too. The glimmer of hope is that you'll be set free. That your will inhabit you again and you'll receive it back. But there is a forced sacrifice that you have no control over. Okay? And that's if you can sit there and wait to be cold, and you'll be frozen in time. Kind of like Pompeii. Like how people from Pompeii are still sitting there. Right. They didn't run. They didn't leave town. Right? Some people left town. They didn't leave town. And they never left town. Right? Okay. Forced sacrifice. So, if you sit there and you were called to action, but you just sit there, you will be frozen in place. Your will be taken from you. That's the cold hard facts of the North. If you decide to go in that direction where you're just sitting there, and you chose to do that, you chose inactivity during this LIONSGATE portal, during this time at the crossroads of mankind. You chose to do nothing in your consciousness. You chose to do nothing in your relationships. You chose to do nothing in society. You chose not to put your humanity to constructive use. You will be frozen. Your will be taken from you. And you chose that. That's if you choose that. And this is true not just for the spiritual warriors. This is true for humanity. You as spiritual warriors get to be conscious of this choice. You as the spiritual warriors get to know about this. That's the distinction. You are blessed to know. Okay, this seems a little better. This seems a little better. You could take it on the chin, knowing that loss is not defeat, and just handle the loss. Remember, this is about laying to rest the arrogance of man. Okay? Because humanity is about to get humbled in a brand new way. There's levels to the shit. Okay? So yeah, there's been things that just passed, COVID-19, but people still don't get it. They're still out there acting stupid. They're still out there acting psychopathic. There's a pandemic, but they want rent money. There's a pandemic, but they want you to pay your phone bill. But when you need help from these companies, oh, I'm sorry, please bear with us. We don't have any staff because of COVID-19. So they want us to understand. But they don't want to understand us. Really? Okay, my ancestors are coming. Okay? And they're going to slam your fucking head into the wall. It's real simple. Okay? No will. No will. It's going to be taken. You fucking around with willpower? We're just going to take that back. You don't need it. You're not using it. Okay? You're not using it. They're taking it back. Coming around to the east. Things are warming up. Things are warming up. Taking it on the chin. The feminine is creating a new cycle. The feminine is using her magic. She's revealing her magic. And she is calling, knowing the secrets of life and death. You and humanity will learn these secrets of life and death. And what you learn will hurt you. What you learn will hurt you. But you could take it on the chin, knowing that loss is not defeat. Okay? Because if you're hurting, you're still alive. You're not dead. Not yet, right? But if you choose to handle the pain, process it, deal with it, deal with the ego, deal with the former or the death of the arrogance, deal with the death of the arrogance. That's the east, where the sun rises, okay? And the sun will rise. In my beast mode video, we'll talk about the sunrise, because that's coming. The sunrise is coming, and the light is about to shine on the divine feminine. Amen. For everybody to see. Everybody. All of the laws of the universe that represent the divine feminine are about to uncover themselves. And you're about to see things through her eyes. Okay? And it may be painful, because she has many secrets that out of love and out of giving a fuck, she didn't tell you. She was bearing the load and the burden of those secrets on her own, thanklessly, except for the spiritual warriors who know better, who know to pay their respect to the Most High Divine Feminine. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. Everyone will learn these secrets of life and death. They're going to learn about this, and they're going to learn today. All right? We are at the funeral of the arrogance of man. All right? Now, it can be taken from you, or you can release it. Release it. Know that it is about to be taken from you. And when the Grim Reaper, when Anubis approaches, know to offer your heart willingly to be set on the scale against the feather of truth, and deal with what that scale says. Is your heart lighter than the feather? It better be, says the universe. All right, so that is the east. That's looking good. That's looking very good to me. Okay. All right, we're here in the south. A lot of water in the south. A lot of emotional pain. That's interesting. Okay, so in the east there is air, earth, and water. So that seems a little more balanced to me. In the north, it's just major arcana. Major arcana. And air. So that is, that's kind of barren and painful, okay? Earth, air, and water, that seems a little bit like, you could work that a little. Okay, so anyhow, lots of water in the south. All water. I'm not feeling that one. Okay, I don't know about you. I'm not feeling that. I don't play that. Okay, imagine yourself in the middle of the ocean, no land in sight, or whatever land is in sight is being set upon by a stormy, watery storm. So land can't really help you under those circumstances because the land is losing itself to the water. Okay, so in the south, the inevitable sacrifice has to do with the emotions and the emotional connection. This must be the fucks and where they go. Okay, this must be the fucks and where they go. Let the universe, this is the inevitable sacrifice, the deluge. Let the universe take your fucks away. All of the energy you gave that you didn't get paid for, in any logical format, like you gave a fuck about this thing, this person, this place, and it didn't fulfill you the way that you filled it. It didn't fill your cup the way you filled its cup. Okay? No problem. All right? As a matter of fact, it knocked your cup over. You filled it with the finest shit in the world. Okay? The finest emotion, the finest give a fucks. Right? Okay? Handcrafted. All right? And somebody just knocks your shit over. They have no idea what it takes to cultivate that kind of quality. Let it go. Let it go. Again, thankless. Again, thankless. The emotional connection. Let it go. Let it go. People, places, and things that you feel emotionally connected to. Let it go. The Creator's coming. Justice is coming. The Tower is coming. In a whole new way. In a whole new way. Okay? No land in sight. Think about that. No land in sight. Think about how the polar bears don't have the ice to, get on, and so they end up drowning. Oh. Shout out to the polar bears. Okay? They don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. But imagine what that might be like. Imagine that. That's what these people who chose the dark fate, that's what they have to look forward to. No land in sight. And you will just have to do this until you're so tired and exhausted and you haven't been fed and you just drown. That's the South. Okay? That's the South. On the flip side of the positive side of the South, but yet still like, whoa, is let it go. Let it go. And it might be something you have to break down and cry about. It might be something that you were so deeply deeply emotionally connected to. But again, in the deluge, it's inevitable sacrifice. It is leaving. It's going. So you can do it the hard way, you can do it the easy way. All right? But the finality of it is that if you hold on to it, you will be swept out into sea. Okay? Or you could maybe hold on to what is permanent. Hold on to self. Hold on to God. And the waters will wash over you and wash you clean. And then when they recede, you'll still be there. And everything you need will still be there. Everything you want may not be there, but everything you need will be there. Okay? And so that's for emotional connections, big emotional connections. Just let the tower happen. Let it happen. If somebody is not filling your cup, if somebody, knocked your cup over, the Creator is going to hook you up. Don't you worry. The Creator is about to hook you up. But first, she wants you to see how she hooks that person up. She wants you to see that justice is a fact of life. And you were never wrong if you chose justice. Okay? But you need to understand and to know firmly never to get in the way of justice. Okay? And you might know that already, but you're about to know it on a brand new level. Okay? What you need to know is it means something to be chosen. That's why she's going to show you how she hooks up these people who have chosen the dark fate. Okay? You just got to hang on, all right? And because while she's doing that, she's cleaning you. You're cleansing. So you're not like just idle, doing nothing, waiting around for your next mission. You're being cleansed of your illusions. You're being cleansed of what you thought was permanent, of what you thought was more important than it seems to be, than it apparently is. It's an inevitable sacrifice. Bury the dead. Okay? Bury the dead. Or simply let them go and be carried away with that wave. All right? Great. Wow. Okay, so I am done. Okay? You saw me shuffle these cards. Okay? Everything is like cryptic. All right? Okay, so death to a soulmate contract. Death to soul connection. And I don't mean soul connection as a phenomenon. I mean death to soul connections that have not served. Death to soul connections that have not been fulfilled. In this one is fire, major arcana, and water. So let it burn. That's the West. In the West, we have the opportunity to decide to move on to other dimensions or come again around the wheel of life. In the West, the sun sets. In the West, things end. It's a place of endings. But there's endings all around here. But this is a special portal and a special window on a good day, okay, in the West. And in the West, fire has come to burn down the bridge, burn down the former, and death is the bottom line here. There is a glimmer of hope for rebirth, not a guarantee. a glimmer of hope. And a transformation has to take place, and that's what that fire is about. It's basically the heat and pressure of the gem making process. It's the heat and the pressure, again, excruciating. Been there, done that several times. Okay. This will cause you to see the connection in everything. This fire, this purifying fire, will cause you to see what was underneath it all, what connected it all, what the Creator wanted you to see here. And plus, you might want to, try to have a sense of humor about the whole thing. Okay? Try to have a sense of humor. So, see, the West and the East sound like the best ones to me. Okay? They sound like the best ones. But also, it seems like there'll be a piece of this on every level that we experience. Like that we'll experience a piece of every level. Okay? So going back to the North, another way of looking at the North is that there's a forced sacrifice, and that you have to just sit there and wait to be called, wait to take action till the Creator gives you your will back. Where she gives you, she has to grant it to you. Your will has been sacrificed to become sanctified on some level, to become blessed. She's taken it away from you. It's for you to understand and appreciate the power of will. For you to appreciate what is free will. So she is taking it away from you so that you can appreciate what it is. Okay? And then you have to wait there quietly until she calls you to take action. And then when she activates your will, you can do you can become creative then. Okay? So there's a little bit of that for everybody, and hopefully you got something out of that. Okay? I have been your host, Reverend Dr. That Bitch, MD. And if you enjoyed this reading and you want to have more deep readings, please like, share, and subscribe. Come on by for the Beast Mode video taking place in the beginning of August. I'm going to do it at the highlight of Sirius and the Sun. So Lionsgate, come on back for Beast Mode, Lionsgate. All right, and find all my information in the description for a personal reading. I am very much looking forward to seeing you in the new age of humanity. All right, take care, spiritual warriors, and thanks for taking a look behind the black veil.